You thought that they could break you. You thought that their deceitful schemes would be the chains that bind you forever. They laid a frame against you, but what they didn't realize was that they had not just set a trap for you. They had woven their own downfall into that very frame. The lies they whispered, the rumors they spread, the manipulation they orchestrated were all designed to bring you to your knees. But in their arrogance, they failed to see that they were only digging their own graves. How foolish they were to think they could control your destiny. How naive they were to believe they could orchestrate your failure. They underestimated you. They believed their lies would shape the world around you into a prison that you'd never escape. They thought that by playing their games and manipulating the truth, they could steal your future and leave you broken in the ruins of their lies. But here you stand. You stand tall. You stand unbroken. And you stand with the knowledge that their treachery will be their undoing. They built a cage for you with the stones of their deception, but little did they know that you had the strength to turn those stones into stepping stones. Every false accusation, every twisted word, every moment they tried to push you into the shadows only gave you the power to rise higher. While they thought they were holding you down, they were actually building your foundation. They laid a frame against you, but it was a frame they would never escape. What they didn't realize is that the more they pushed you, the more they forced you into the corner, the more they thought they could break you, the more they were creating the perfect storm that would one day consume them. They thought they were clever, thought they could outsmart you, but all they did was expose their own weakness. They gave you the fuel you needed to ignite a fire that would burn everything they had built. You see, the difference between you and them is simple. They were blind in their pursuit of your downfall, while you saw the truth in everything they did. Every time they lied about you, every time they tried to twist the narrative, you saw through it. They thought you were naive, but in reality, they were the ones who couldn't see the truth. They couldn't see the consequences of their actions. They couldn't see that in trying to destroy you, they were setting themselves up for their own destruction. When they laid that frame against you, they thought they had won. They thought the game was over, and they had emerged as victors. But what they didn't know was that you were not the one being defeated. They were. They were playing a game they didn't understand. They were playing with forces they couldn't control. And now, they are the ones paying the price. They are the ones who are left in the rubble of their own making, while you rise from the ashes like a phoenix. Every lie they told, every betrayal they committed, was another nail in their coffin. They thought they were building something to trap you, but what they were really building was their own downfall. And you were the architect of their destruction. They didn't realize that when they plotted against you, they were digging their own graves. They didn't realize that the web of lies they spun around you was the very thing that would entangle them and choke the life out of them. What they failed to understand is that truth is a weapon far more powerful than any lie, and in the end it was truth that prevailed. While they tried to cover up their lies with more lies, you stood firm in your conviction. You didn't let the weight of their deception crush you. You didn't let their manipulation sway you. You didn't let their threats intimidate you. You stood tall in the face of it all, and that is what defeated them. That is what broke them. They thought they could control the narrative. They thought they could write the story of your life, but they didn't account for the fact that you were the author of your own fate. You were the one who held the pen. They thought they could control your destiny, but what they failed to see was that you had already written your own ending. And in the end, it was they who were left with nothing but the wreckage of their own lies. They thought they could break you, but instead they broke themselves. They thought they could destroy you, but instead they destroyed themselves. The very frame they laid against you became the noose around their own neck. They became victims of their own deception. They are the ones who will suffer the consequences of their actions. They are the ones who will pay the price for underestimating you, for thinking they could control you, for thinking they could manipulate you into submission. And now you stand here unscathed, stronger than ever, ready to take on whatever comes next. They tried to bury you, but they didn't realize you were a seed that would sprout from the depths of their deceit and grow into something far greater than the war could ever imagine. You are not the victim in this story. They are. You are not the one who will be crushed by the weight of their lies. They are. The frame they laid against you is nothing more than the story of their own destruction. They will be remembered not for their cunning or their deceit, but for their failure. They will be remembered for the lies they told and the manipulation they used to try and bring you down. But you will be remembered for your resilience. You will be remembered for standing tall in the face of adversity. You will be remembered for turning their frame of lies into your victory. In the end, they thought they were playing chess with you, but what they didn't realize is that they were the pawns in your game. Every move they made only led them closer to their own downfall. Every strategy they employed only exposed their own weakness. And now, they are left with nothing but the consequences of their actions while you stand victorious. They thought they were clever, but in reality, they were the fools. They thought they could control you, but in the end they were the ones who lost control. They thought they could break you, but in reality they were the ones who were broken. They thought they could build a frame to trap you, but it was they who became trapped in their own lies. You are the living proof that deception can never win. You are the living proof that the truth always comes to light. You are the living proof that no matter how hard they try to tear you down, no matter how much they plot against you, no matter how much they try to manipulate you, in the end they will always fall victim to their own lies. So stand tall, stand proud. Know that you are stronger than their lies, stronger than their deception, stronger than their manipulation. They laid a frame against you, but they became the victims of their own deception. And in the end, it was you who triumphed. What they didn't expect, what they never saw coming, was your ability to stand tall. It wasn't just your resilience that allowed you to rise from the ashes. It was your unwavering commitment to the truth, the fire within you that burned brighter than their lies. The truth always finds a way, doesn't it? No matter how deep the darkness, the truth is like a spark that can never be fully extinguished. You were that spark. They laid the framework of their deception, thinking they could control you, thinking they could make you weak. But you are not weak. You are stronger than they ever imagined. They wanted to isolate you, make you feel small, make you question your worth, make you doubt your every step. But what they didn't realize was that their lies weren't just a weapon against you. They were their own undoing. Every attempt to discredit you only unraveled their own narratives, exposing the darkness they tried so hard to hide. They thought they could break your spirit, shatter your resolve. What they failed to see was that they were never fighting you. They were fighting themselves. Think about it. When they came after you, when they wove their webs of deceit, when they tried to manipulate and control the circumstances to their favor, what were they really doing? They were showing their own vulnerabilities. They were revealing their own weaknesses, their own flaws, their own fears. They were projecting their insecurities onto you. Every lie they told, every malicious act they committed was a reflection of their inner chaos, their inability to face the truth. They thought they were outsmarting you, but all they did was expose the core of their own corruption. And now look at them. What do they have? The weight of their lies, the burden of their deception, They thought they were clever in crafting the perfect frame, thinking you wouldn't be able to see through their twisted games. But you saw it all. You saw through the cracks. You saw their desperation. You saw their fear. They were building their own prison with every move they made, trapping themselves in the lies they created. While they believed they were orchestrating your downfall, what they didn't understand was that you were the one orchestrating your own ascension. You turned their efforts against them. Every time they tried to push you down, you pushed back harder. Every time they tried to dim your light, you burned brighter. You were never their victim. You were always the victor. They were just too blinded by their own arrogance to see that. And it's important to realize that they couldn't break you because they didn't understand the power of your spirit. They didn't understand that no matter how many lies they told, no matter how many webs of deception they spun, they could never take away your core, your essence. They could never take away who you are. And that's where their biggest mistake lies. They never understood you. They never understood the strength that resides within you. They thought they were playing a game with you, but the truth is, they were simply pawns in your larger scheme. They were part of your journey, and they didn't even realize it. When the world has its back turned on you, when the odds seem insurmountable, when the darkness threatens to swallow you whole, that's when your true strength is forged. That's when your spirit is tested, and you pass that test with flying colors. You didn't fold. You didn't cave. You didn't give in to their manipulations. You stood your ground. And because of that, the very framework they tried to imprison you in became the very thing that set you free. This victory is not just yours. It is a testament to the power of truth, resilience, and self-belief. You've proven that no matter how twisted the world can get, no matter how much people try to tear you down, if you hold on to your integrity, if you stay true to who you are, the lies will always crumble. The truth always finds a way. What you have endured wasn't easy. There were moments of doubt. There were moments when it felt like the weight of the world was too much to bear. There were nights when sleep was elusive, when the mind wouldn't stop racing, when it seemed like everything was falling apart. But through it all, you persevered. You dug deep. You fought battles that no one saw. You took hits that no one heard, but you never let them take away your spirit. And now, standing here, you have not only survived but emerged stronger than ever. You didn't let them win. You didn't let them rewrite your story. You didn't let them control your narrative. You took back the pen and wrote your own ending. And that's the ultimate victory. They thought they had the power to shape your life, but in the end, they were simply players in a game that you had already won. They tried to use the darkness against you, but it was in that very darkness that you found your light. The lessons you've learned from this experience will stay with you forever. You now know that there is no force more powerful than the truth, no weapon more potent than your own willpower, no adversary more dangerous than your own self-doubt. The battle may have been hard, but every challenge you faced only made you stronger. Every person who tried to tear you down only helped build you up. Every lie they told only gave you more reason to fight, more reason to keep going. And now, as you stand at the top, you understand that your success is not just about overcoming them, it's about overcoming yourself. It's about knowing that no matter how many times you are knocked down, you will always rise again. So, when the world comes at you again, when the challenges seem insurmountable, when the whispers of doubt begin to creep into your mind, remember this moment. Remember that they tried to break you and failed. Remember that they laid a frame against you, thinking they had won, and that it was their own lies that led to their downfall. Remember that they underestimated your strength, your resilience, your ability to rise above it all. And as they watch you move forward, as they watch you build something greater than they could ever imagine, know this: they will never forget you. They will never forget how they tried to destroy you and failed. And every step you take, every victory you achieve, will be a reminder to them of their own failures, their own limitations. They thought they could control your destiny, but the truth is, they were never in control at all. Your story is not over. This victory is just the beginning. As you continue to rise, as you continue to grow, as you continue to claim your place in this world, know that you are more powerful than any deception. You are more resilient than any betrayal. You are stronger than any obstacle. The truth is your armor, and nothing, no one, can ever take that away from you. The frame they laid against you was just a chapter in your story, a chapter that is now closed. The story that lies ahead is one of greatness, one of triumph, and one of unwavering strength. They thought they could define your fate, but in the end, you defined your own, and that is the ultimate victory. So walk forward with your head held high. Stand tall with the knowledge that no one, not them, not anyone, can ever break you. You are unshakable. You are unbreakable. You are victorious. They laid a frame against you, but in the end, it was you who triumphed, and the world will never forget it. The world may try to move on, to forget the battles fought in silence, to pretend that the victories achieved in the shadows don't carry weight. But the truth is, those who fight with their hearts and with integrity leave an imprint on the world that no one can ever erase. When you fought back against the lies, against the manipulations, against the darkness they tried to drown you in, you were not just fighting for survival. You were fighting for something much greater. You were fighting for your legacy. You were fighting for the truth that lies within you, for the strength that no one can take away. The thing about a battle like this is that it's not just the external forces that shape you, it's what happens within. When they came for you, they didn't just attack your character or your reputation, they attacked the very core of who you are. They tried to break your spirit, to make you doubt yourself, to make you question whether you were worthy of your dreams. They wanted to convince you that you were less than you are. But the truth is, you never needed anyone else's validation. You never needed to prove yourself to them. You knew who you were, and in the end, that was all that mattered. They wanted you to crumble beneath the weight of their lies, to bend under the pressure of their false accusations, to submit to their manipulation. But you didn't. You stood tall, even when your knees felt weak. You faced every storm with unwavering courage, knowing that the storm would pass. They underestimated the power that resides within you. They didn't understand that your strength comes from something far deeper than just the will to survive. It comes from a fire that burns in your soul, from a conviction that no one can take away. They thought they could break you, but what they failed to realize is that the very things they tried to use against you, your strength, your resilience, your unbreakable spirit, were the things that would ultimately defeat them. And this is the moment of truth. This is where you stand tall in the aftermath of their actions, knowing that every trial you faced was nothing more than preparation for the greatness that lies ahead. Every lie they told, every betrayal they orchestrated, every piece of their web of deceit, those were just stepping stones on your path to victory. They laid a frame against you, thinking they could trap you, but it was their own trap they walked into. You see, when they plotted against you, they didn't just fail to see your strength, they failed to see their own weakness. They were blinded by their own egos, consumed by their desire for control. They thought that by playing the game of manipulation, they would come out on top. But they didn't count on the fact that true strength doesn't come from deception. It comes from truth. They couldn't see that while they tried to destroy you with lies, you were silently building something far stronger than they could ever imagine. The truth is, Their actions were rooted in fear. Fear of your potential, fear of your strength, fear that if you succeeded, it would expose their own inadequacies. So they tried to tear you down. They tried to make you question your worth, your purpose, your path. They tried to place a frame around your life, to dictate how you should live, who you should be, and what you should accomplish. But in the end, all they did was expose their own insecurities. All they did was show the world how little they knew about you, about the depths of your character, and about your unshakable resolve. You were never a victim in this story. You were never the one who was defeated. You were always the one in control, even when it didn't feel that way. Even when they tried to manipulate you, even when they tried to corner you into a narrative that didn't belong to you, you were the one who held the power. You held the truth, and the truth is always more powerful than any lie, any frame, any attempt to control or manipulate. They thought they were in control of the narrative, didn't they? They thought they could paint the picture of your life, put you in a box, limit your possibilities. But they didn't realize that the box they tried to place you in was only a cage for their own minds, not yours. You never needed their approval. You never needed their validation. You never needed their permission to succeed. You never needed them at all. And now, they're left watching from the sidelines as you continue to rise, as you continue to conquer what they once thought they had taken from you. There is a lesson here that cannot be ignored. The people who plot against you, the people who try to bring you down, the ones who try to destroy your reputation, they will eventually expose themselves. The truth always comes to light, and those who live in the shadows of deceit will eventually fall into those very shadows they tried to create for others. When you face betrayal, when you face lies, it can feel like you're drowning in a sea of darkness. But remember this, darkness is just the absence of light. And when the truth is brought into the light, the darkness disappears. What you have done is not just survive, it is transcend. You have risen above the noise, above the chaos, and above the lies. You have emerged from this stronger, wiser, more powerful than ever. What they never realized is that in trying to control you, they gave you the power to control your own destiny. Their efforts to break you only made you more resilient, more determined. And now, they're left with nothing but the remnants of their own deception. You are the living proof that no matter what the world throws at you, you can always rise above. No matter how many people try to tear you down, you can always build yourself back up. No matter how many times they try to destroy your dreams, you can always dream again. The true measure of strength is not how many times you fall. It is how many times you rise, and how much stronger you become with every rise. You have shown the world that no one can define your worth but you. No one can dictate your future but you. You are the creator of your own path, the master of your own destiny. They may have tried to steal your story, but in the end, they only gave you the pen to rewrite it. And now, you stand tall, unshaken by the trials you've faced, with the knowledge that nothing can ever defeat you. You are not defined by what they tried to do to you. You are defined by how you rose from it. You are defined by how you turned their lies into fuel for your success. You are defined by your unwavering belief in yourself and your ability to overcome. As you walk forward, know this: your victory isn't just your own. It is a victory for anyone who has ever been betrayed, anyone who has ever faced adversity, anyone who has ever been manipulated or lied to. Your victory is a testament to the power of truth, the strength of resilience, and the unbreakable spirit that lies within each of us. They thought they could bury you, but they didn't realize that you were a seed that would grow into something far greater than they could ever imagine. And now, as you continue to rise, as you continue to achieve the greatness that you were always destined for, know this: Their lies will fade into the background, but your triumph will echo for generations to come. The world will never forget it. So, walk with your head held high. Walk with the knowledge that you are stronger than anything they could ever throw at you. Walk with the certainty that your journey is just beginning and the best is yet to come. Because in the end, you didn't just survive, you triumphed. In the end, they thought they could break you, but they only built the foundation for your triumph. Their lies, their deceit, their manipulations. None of it could touch the truth of who you are. You stood strong, unwavering, and emerged victorious. Their frame of deception became their own downfall, while you rose above it all. Remember, your strength lies in your ability to rise after every challenge. No one can control your destiny, because you are the one who holds the power. You triumphed, and that victory will echo for as long as you live. The world will never forget it.